What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another rebuild on Madden 22, and today we're doing a rebuild of a team, or I suppose a situation that nobody's really talking about. All the talks this year were all, Aaron Rodgers, where's he going to go? What's going to happen with him? Is he going to play for a new team? This, that, and the other thing. Before that, though, people forget that there was kind of rumors that Russell was unhappy in Seattle, and that he requested a trade, and there was some rumors like, he doesn't want to trade, but these are the teams he would go to if he were, these are the only teams he would allow, because I'm pretty sure he has a no-clause trade, or a trade clause in his thing. But obviously, with Seattle, they can get rid of him in the future here, so it's not like he would be putting him in a spot where they just can't do it. Also, same with Bobby Wagner, two of the staples of that team. When I think of all-time Seahawks, of course, Sherman comes up, obviously, Kim Chancellor and Earl, but, Wagner's up there, and Russell's like the number one guy. So the whole identity of the team could literally be gone next year, and it wouldn't surprise me that that's kind of the case, to be honest. So, and with, of course, the state of the team, with the team just not playing super well, the defense, I don't know what is wrong with Seattle, but they've just basically done nothing to make the defense better. The only thing they did was trade 2 first-round picks, which now seems like one of them is going to be like a top 5 pick for a safety that doesn't even really play coverage all that well. And now, of course, is having season-ending surgery. The Seahawks are in kind of an underratedly bad place. I think with Russell Wilson, we don't think of the team as that bad, right? They have the weapons to really beat any team if they have a good day. But overall, when you think of this team, if Russell Wilson's gone, they are easily a bottom 3 team without a freaking doubt. But looking at the team currently, once again, we are going to be trading Russell Wilson off. I don't know where, but somewhere, of course. That's kind of how it works. But Dwayne Brown, he's played pretty well. Everyone else on the offensive line, for the most part, awful. Just really not that good. The receivers have been great. The wide receivers, at least. The tight end, Gerald Everett, really hasn't been anything like they thought they were going to have with him. Running back, Chris Carson is just always injured. Everyone on that running back group is always injured. Russell, obviously, he's kind of played with an injury for the most of the season. Has been out for a lot of the season as well, but hasn't really been great himself, obviously. That offensive line really sure helps that factor as well. Carlos Dunlap, one of the kind of better players over the last couple of years for them. I'm not sure why he's not starting here, but like we said, Jamal's out. Wagner has had a down year, but he's still pretty damn good. Quandre Diggs is decent enough. Jordan Brooks is okay. DJ Reed, I actually really like him. I mean, I don't think he's the greatest player in the world, but he seems to have high effort, and he seems to love the game of football, so, I kind of like him. But in Madden, awful team. In real life, the coaching can only go so far. It's just a squad that has not gotten better at all. They've just gotten worse every year. I don't understand what it is. You can't just have the same dudes, and you keep bandaging. I mean, the Seahawks are like doing a speed rebuild, but they just suck at trading or something. I don't know what it is. Like, they keep putting these old bandages on, and they think it's going to work. Like, I suppose it helps when you draft well, and they really, I'm trying to think of lately, they really haven't. I mean, Metcalf is one of their best draft picks that I can really even remember in the last, 5+ years, right? Like, who have they had that's been good? Like, it's really been some bad drafting here in Seattle, and obviously, when you need the draft picks the most, they traded them away, and now they don't have a first round again this year, so it's a disaster. But obviously, if Matthew Stafford goes for Jared Goff and 2 first-round picks or whatever, Russell should be twice that. My goal would be to get 3 first-round picks and a very solid player. I think that's easily fair. The question is, what team needs him enough to also trade that? I have no idea. So we'll have to find a team that he'd be willing to go to and a team that has something to give us. New Orleans would be a decent spot. They're used to kind of protecting a shorter quarterback, but I don't think they have the capital. I don't know what we would get from them. They'd have to have some sort of really expensive player that they can get rid of, like Cameron Jordan maybe, even though, once again, he's kind of the heart of that defense. So this is a tough spot to be in for the Seahawks. It's a tough spot for us to be in. But hopefully you guys enjoy this. Once again, I don't remember if I mentioned it, but AMC Gaming kind of, suggested this, which I think is a really good idea. because once again, this is a scenario that is kind of likely to happen. Maybe not Russell, but I would definitely say, crap. But I would definitely say Wagner is really big chance to leave. There's like a huge chance. I think they save $17 million if they get rid of him, and I just don't see that he's enough to carry the team anyways. Try to get some value before, he's just not good enough anyways, because he's pretty old. He's going to be, 32 next year, middle linebacker. I mean, I love the guy, but I think it's probably time to part ways for both parties. And also for the draft class, some of you have been iffy. A lot of people just haven't said anything bad. So, as of right now, I don't have a reason to go for a new class. So, let me know in the comment section below if you want to see a new one. I personally, like I said, don't know a whole lot about the classes anyways. But more importantly, for me, it would be kind of fun to just choose a new one every time anyways. So then I can't really key in on who's good and who's bad, But speaking of contracts, DJ Reed, like I said, is a guy I want to keep. They have the money to do it. I like him a lot. 4-year, 18. Quandre Diggs has actually been pretty decent for this team. Will Dissly is important, but they haven't really been able to run the ball because they just don't have the talent at running back with all the injuries, and once again, the offensive line's been kind of bad. Will Dissly makes a lot of sense to keep, but this is a little bit different between realism and Madden. I just think in Madden, there's not a real big reason for him. I actually don't remember if I even tried testing if tight end blocking matters. I probably should check that. Do fullbacks or tight ends matter for blocking? But Quandre, a 3-year 14, I'd be willing to do that, actually. Like I said, he's been a pretty good... I get it, right? You're looking at Seattle, you're like, okay, this team kind of sucks. I have to do more than normal because... the players around me aren't super great, but really? Really? Come on, man. I think Sidney Jones has been okay for Seattle. That 77 overall does seem to make a lot of sense. This team has really been lacking at corner, obviously, so I think that's what we're going to do. I can't believe they let what's-his-name go. Shaquille Griffin. That's the one. Shaquille Griffin. That was, I don't know how he's playing in real life. That Jaguars team is just really not good in general, but I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. The big thing that I know for this team is we absolutely have to make sure that we do not overpay anyone in free agency. I don't care how cool the names are. I don't think there's going to be a quarterback there other than maybe at best a Jared Goff type perhaps. The Lions grab a QB. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be a QB for us. We're going to have to draft one in the second round. It's going to be a bad time. So, of course, as you would expect, we beat the Cardinals that have been sliding in real life quite a bit. Rasheem Green, let's see. He's actually pretty young, right? He's actually pretty young, right? Star dev, 20K. I'm just saying. Let's actually take a look. I'd imagine he's 23, 24, right? Maybe last second, little gem. He's 25? Oh, my God, with this team, dude. What am I even aiming for there? So bad. But yeah, of course, the Cardinals have been sliding a little bit lately. Definitely great to see us beat them. I suppose we don't have our own first-round pick anyways, but our second-round pick, at the end of the day, you've already made the, you already made the bad decision. The draft pick's gone. You can't do anything about it. You might as well at least try and get a better second-round pick and third-round pick, whatever you may have. But, of course, this is what the team looked like in absence of a few really good players. Metcalf, decent. Lockett, pretty decent. Obviously, really good numbers. Just touchdowns are low. Everett, Eskridge. All of that stuff just... I get Eskridge has a lot of potential. Oh, my God, like a Wagner. But it just wasn't the biggest need. It really just was not. I just don't get it, honestly. Super Bowl between the Cowboys and the Chiefs, a very realistic option. I would say if I had to put my life on the line, that's probably what I would say. Obviously, it's really tough to go against Brady and the Bucs, but a couple of injuries and poor timing, not looking super consistent. I think Dallas probably has the better overall team in the NFC, and then the Chiefs, that offense is just nearly impossible to stop. So, if both teams are on, I think that is a fair expectation. So, not really crazy to believe. And, of course, the Cowboys do win it. So I'm glad to see a new name kind of rise to the top here. I'm not too mad with that. Lockett? Damn it, Lockett. Would have loved to see him go up. Metcalf surely wasn't an X factor before this, right? Was he? Really? That seems a little strange. I get he can do X Factor-like things, really good down the field, but is he that good all around to deserve that treatment? I don't know. But fair enough. It is what it is. Let's go in and re-sign some players and start potentially looking for trade partners for Russell. And then I would say Wagner and Russell wouldn't go to the same team. There'd be like a very low chance anyone could afford that. So we'll have to find 2 separate trades. I'm going to trade Wagner, I think, for a second-round pick because I think he has that value, even though he's dropped a little bit in overall here. But the point is realism for us, not really realism for the other team, right? That sucks. I did give him 2 offers. I gave him an increased offer that now he only wants the bonus for, but yeah, I can't give you a 3-year when you're 29, dude. I just can't. And of course, I'm going to let Pochik go. I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. Rasheem Green, of course. Of course, he needed a contract after the dev up and all that. Just great. Of course, 25 years old is just a little too much for me. This is a rough-looking squad. Once again, it really comes down to what we can get for Russell Wilson. I really wish Tua hasn't come on strong as of late. That crazy turnaround that they have is just nutso mode. But let's try to find somebody with maybe 2 draft picks in the first round. Maybe Philly? I mean, I think there was rumors about that. I don't know why you would want to go to Philly. Maybe not the worst division to join, though. Much better offensive line, but they haven't really played like a great unit together. The weapons are bad there. I mean, they got Devontae, but it's just not great. I can't really think of a glaring team. Oh, my Lord. Look at Green Bay, dude. No Devontae, no MVS, no Lazard, no Cobb, no nothing. What did they do? That's bad. Carolina might not be the worst choice. I'm going to look up some of the names. So apparently back in February, I don't know if it's true, but the teams were the Saints, Cowboys, Raiders, and Bears. Now, if you guys didn't know, there's 3 teams there that likely wouldn't make the trade, which leaves us with the Saints, who even with this kind of like money situation, might actually still be broke as hell. Pick 13's great, but what do you get off of the Saints that is a fair trade outside of multiple first-round picks? And you can't get Lattimore, which would be a huge piece in my opinion. Like, what do you actually do here? They're not going to trade Kamara, but at the end of the day, like, you can't just have your cake and eat it too, right? Like, I really feel like the Saints or the Seahawks would actually be dumb enough to take Cameron Jordan. Not that he's not a good player, but you need the future, right? You need things. Like, especially if you get rid of Russell, Seattle just seems like a team that is not going to be there in the next 3 to 4 years, and 3 to 4 years from now, Cameron Jordan surely isn't going to be that great, especially in Madden. Garner Johnson's an okay piece. Can they afford to re-sign him? It doesn't look like they're choosing to. I mean, I think if you're Seattle, would you hate Eric McCoy, Garner Johnson, and Davenport? I mean, Davenport's kind of come on strong. The Saints can get away with losing those names, but the problem is, can we still get the draft picks? 2 first-round picks, Eric McCoy, Garner Johnson, and Davenport. It's a bit steep, but it is Russell Wilson for the next at least perhaps 8 years. I mean, we've seen that the Saints are literally a quarterback away from being back in that conversation. It's tough, but I don't see a world where they wouldn't accept it. I think Davenport, Davenport's the toughest, so I'm going to go with that. That's a fair trade to me. And then we obviously have to get the other 2. Garner Johnson, who is really good for them, but once again, I don't think they can afford him. They might not be able to afford him without Russell. And obviously now they have Russell. Davenport might just be a cap casualty as well. They don't have enough money for him, so they're saving a little bit of money. They are taking some hits, though. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but at the same time, it's his destination. It's a decent team. I don't know. So we do get Garner Johnson here, which is pretty clutch, and we are just missing McCoy, which... it's a tough lineman to lose. Once again, these guys are all guys that need contracts, so it's not the worst case for them, and obviously it's definitely not the worst case for us because we don't care who we have to pay. We just need talent in general. And it's going to kind of suck. We're probably going to lose like a third. All right, we did it. So we gave them like a third, fourth, and a sixth or something. with Russell Wilson for McCoy, Garner Johnson, Davenport, a first round this year, which is pick 13, and 20 next year, which is probably going to be more close to like 26. And to save a little bit more money, Bobby Wagner as well is going to be gone. I'm trying to think of a team that's kind of close. That's kind of the team that you would expect to make that play. Broncos, not really. The Packers, but they're broke, and I don't even know if they're like that close either. The Cowboys, maybe. They've had a lot of really good linebacker play lately, but they've kind of choked it. I don't hate the trade to the Bills. I wanted to do the Patriots, because they lost Dante Hightower, and they had a decent bit of cap space. They were pick 60. That would have been a really good pick for us as well, but they didn't have the room. Did I say something about cap space? I don't know what I'm talking about, but Bobby Wagner to the Bills. We get pick 48. We have those extra picks. So the picks are better. The team is not. The team is literally the 32 ranked power ranking in the league easily, especially in Madden. Of course, Watson, if he was fully gone, it would still probably be 31, but close enough. Obviously, we have about 62 mil. Is that true? Obviously, we do have a bit of a cap penalty, but overall, we definitely did save more money than we spent. 33 mil cap? I feel like that is cap. No? Is that not cap? I feel like that's cap as AF. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, we'll see if we can save any more money, because it looks like could get rid of Dunlap, who I think is a really solid player. He's actually been really good for the Seahawks, but his overall is a little low, and I don't feel comfortable cheesing for him, really. Kerry Hyder. I mean, we have Davenport. He's at least an okay anchor, I suppose. Poona Ford is kind of like tagged. Davenport, 9 mil. Probably have to pay him like 12. I'm not really too worried about it. I think that's pretty fair. I think that was all right. You know, those aren't game-changing player trades for the Saints to lose, but they're very good foundation pieces for us, and I'm okay with it. I think it's realistic enough. The tight end spot, wait, was Everett a one-year deal? Because I don't see him here. Gronk, doubt he would join us. We gotta act as if we are a team with nothing good going on, because that's kind of what is the case. A 4-year 45 for Dante Jackson, I think, is a really good deal. And honestly, I'm willing to bump that a little bit more. That's something that Seattle's been missing for a long time, as well as speed on the defense. I mean, even when they had the Legion of Boom going, they weren't the fastest team, right? They were literally the Legion of Boom. They laid the boom outside of Earl. There really wasn't a crazy amount of speed on that team. Justin Reed. How many safeties do we need? We got rid of Diggs. Not like it was our choice. These are the guys I want. I want these, 83, 82 overall guys that can dev up and overall up, then I don't have to pay a whole bunch of money for right away. Obviously, some of the guys we traded for from the Saints, we probably will have to pay, but overall, it's not that bad, right? It's an okay situation, and if Chris Barnes is there, I might cheese it. I'm just going to be honest with you. He's there. I'm going to go for him. He's a run-stopping type. That's kind of what Bobby Wagner was always that hybrid, but Chris Barnes is what they need as a run-stopping middle linebacker, and that's what we're going to get here. He's going to make it an even 50. I want Dante. Ooh, we don't need Justin Reed. I want to see what the potential is. I've done it a lot in Madden. Garner Johnson, is there any potential? Because he's played pretty damn well in man coverage. Nah, we got to pull Justin Reed off. I don't know if he's ever played corner. I really think that he could, but we're just going to leave him do what he knows best. Speaking of the Saints, I've done this in our latest rebuild. Okay, fair enough, but you get a guy like this on the market. I'm not sure what Terran Armstead's aiming for in his career. As an offensive lineman, there's not really much you can do, right? Like, you just do your job. But you do have this opportunity in free agency to choose where you want to go. We're offering him the most, so, that's probably the biggest motivator for him, in my opinion, right? So I'm willing to pay that, even though we're not ready. We're not ready yet, but if we drafted a rookie QB, I would love to know that he has somebody there protecting his blind side. David Njoku needs a team that's actually going to love him. We probably aren't that team, but I don't care because we're still going to offer him. And we were doing really well with not spending too much money, and then that just went right down the window as soon as I was looking for linemen that we desperately needed. And as for running back, I suppose we're stuck with Chris Carson again. Quarterback, Are we going to just turn into the new Saints team? I don't know, but like, who do you go for? Like, is Eason the guy? I guess. I'd love to see Huntley here. Huntley, but he's still a Baltimore Raven. Maybe we trade a third round for him if we don't get a quarterback. That'll be our backup option. All right, moment of truth. Who do we get? I'm kind of like, I'm regretting Terran a little bit, but once again, we could use a sick lineman. Njoku, Barnes, Armstead's fair enough. I was about to say, that's the one contract I don't mind losing. Njoku's a huge loss. Barnes, even bigger. He was like a 5-year 23 or something, which is, I mean, that would have been huge. But Dante was absolutely the most important player, so I'm very glad that he did accept. And then Conor Williams. Once again, we do have to re-sign a bunch of these new names that we added. So even though we didn't kill it in free agency, because the guys we traded for need contracts, it's definitely still a win. But speaking of Dante, I'm willing to give him a 2-year 20. He's still a pretty good overall. Now, the real question is, what do you take with pick 13? Like, I don't know who's the best. We do know Drake Jackson's pretty good in this class, but this guy, I'm pretty sure, is insanely good, too. He's kind of like a hybrid type. What is this, like the next Aaron Donald? Like, he's actually probably good fit. You know, if they have Dunlap on the edge, I'm willing to assume the Seahawks don't really care how big their edge is as long as he's able to stop the run and also get to the quarterback. But I don't know if that's good for Sim. I also don't know if he's going to be there anyways, so I don't want to just go with Drake Jackson again, but we once again do know that he's a very good player. And he's, you know, the best kind of edge around our pick 13 range. Cornerback's cool and all, but, I mean, it's not our biggest need anymore at all. Pick top 10 seems really good. And we're just not in the top 10, unfortunately. I guess maybe you just take a quarterback. Is that, I mean, I guess, right? I can't remember what the hell we offered on this one. Oh, yeah, Hightower, which was a pretty big win, to be fair. What else? So, the private workouts, we have a bunch of names on the list. I think I'm not going to look at the quarterbacks. I think we kind of know what we're getting into. Malik Willis is a 1-2 guy, but I think, especially with quarterback need, we might have to trade up to like 8 or 9 just to make it realistic, because I don't think he's going to fall to the like late first into the second, especially with that athletic ability. So just based on the quarterback desperation that happens every single year, I think he will be a guy we're going to be trying to go for at 8 or 9. There's so much talent here. I think I'm going to go with players that I'm not 100% sure on. And so we have Gainer. No, it's not Gainer. It's Allen, Inagbiar, and this guy. I think those are the choices. And we do not get Brandon Williams, which probably wasn't really a scheme fit anyways. So Houston probably takes a QB in real life. And here they take corner, which makes a lot of sense because, you know, they have Watson still. Edge rusher, the Giants are loving life here. And they take a lineman, which is a big need. But roof, you know what I mean? Like, that's brutal. Pickett goes to the Jets. Matt Corral's still there. Really, this has got to be Corral. There it is. So this situation, I think you see a perfect opportunity for a trade-up, as the Eagles could go QB, but they believe in Jalen Hurts enough, and they absolutely do not want Washington or the Giants getting a QB for the future, so they trade down with us, who they still may have to deal with down the line, but they don't mind as much because obviously they'd rather give a quarterback to a conference rival than a division rival, and we are going to be trading to the Eagles. I am not sure what this pick is worth. They don't even need the trade down, but sure. We trade them pick 13, 88, and 102 for pick 8, which is a little bit more in our favor. But once again, they're not looking to take QB. They do not want Washington grabbing a QB. They don't 100% know this is a trade up for a quarterback. Ooh, Howell. Interesting. I still feel like Malik Willis fits what the Seahawks need to do. It's just still have a fast quarterback to avoid the bad offensive line pressure. I don't know how good he is in this class, but he's a BD. He has a C throw under pressure, super fast. He's 22, and he's a name that everyone's excited to use. So I got to imagine he's hopefully at least star. I can't imagine higher, but maybe you get superstar. You do get hidden. That is a win. I can't remember if we know that or not because I try not to look at any of the players in the class after we do a rebuild, but Maybe I already know, and maybe that's just cringe that like I pretend like I've never seen it before, but I promise you I don't remember it. I've just done so many different classes at this rate that I can't remember exactly what every, class is and what every player is. I kind of have an idea. I had an idea that he's probably star. I don't know for sure, but I'd imagine when we leave this, he's going to be star dev. But there are some decent players in the second round. We still have 2 decent picks in the second round, so we're going to go to the next round. We're going to see what's there. We're going to see if we're willing to let the draft continue, or if we're going to try to make a play. So we do have a bunch of draft. I think we can move on. Ooh, Trent McDuffie, though. If we want Trent McDuffie, who is very fast, but I thought was normal. I thought he was normal. I don't know, though. We'd have to trade up for him, I think. But I'm just going to go to pick 6. And if he's still there, I may go for him. But we re-signed our backup cornerbacks. We got Dante Jackson. Cornerback's still a need, but it's not first-round need, I don't think. Ooh, Charlie Cross is still there. Charlie Cross, huh? Left tackle. Kind of debate what I want to do here, because we need alignment, obviously, but a pass rusher might be just as important. McDuffie is still there, too. Wow, there is some potential here. B block shed. I did scout him more. He's an A power move, dude. I don't know if I can pass on that. A power move. I thought I put Gainer on the list, too. Did I not? Did they scam me? Don't know enough about Gainer. This guy is someone I don't really know enough about either. Sanders, I thought I put him on my list as well. B finesse, super fast. B block shed, could wait for him. Allen. Yeah, we need McDuffie, kinda. Or do you just take the lineman? We also do have Daniel Falele, but I don't know if, what his rating is on this either. Oh, man. Do we just go with Charles Cross? I'm going to go Charles Cross. Hidden, let's go. Let's go. I always thought he was a first-round pick, but I guess in this universe, not. I'm going to go to 16. I'm going to hope all my players aren't gone. Desperately need an edge rusher. Please tell me my man's there still. Christopher Allen is still there. I think he's the choice. I don't know how good he is, but he's got a B finesse, or a B block shed, an A power move, an A awareness. What can you ask for? And a hidden is what... So we normally suck on this draft. I'm going to be honest with you. I've hated C4 a little bit ever since using his class, but this is an example of us actually doing well in it. So take a photo, kids, because it's not lasting much longer. We know this guy is hidden, but we also didn't get a chance to look at Billingsley, who is extremely athletic. I'm going to trade up whenever one of them is gone. Falele's... I'm willing to make some crazy plays to land some talent. If we could come out with one more lineman at least and a tight end, that would be great. So I'm willing to take Salyer. You know what? I'm trading up for Falele as well. I think this is our own second-round pick, which is their risk, but at worst, they traded for a pick that is one spot better, which isn't good, but it's worth the risk. When you're evaluating it, this team just completely gutted itself. There's a very good chance that could be pick 33, 34. That's their assessment. That is their risk they're taking. I'm going to allow it to be considered realistic. Daniel Falele, give me the big man. And he's hit it. No one, I say it every time, no one can resist. Like, who can resist a big giant tackle? And apparently, from what I've heard, he's actually not half bad. Oh, there goes Billingsley. Turns out that we're going to be having the same tight end as we've already had in the past. But hey, you know what? It's not my fault. They were supposed to go way before that. I played it smart. I can't believe that, though. It's a huge win because, like I said, I was willing to trade up way before that. So the fact that we didn't have to is pretty damn clutch. Must say so myself. Let's go with Mr. Likely, who is likely to have hidden. Not even... Wait, was he not... Wait. Was he not hidden? Wait. Am I mistaking him? Wait, was he not hidden, or was that a different class? I just sold, dude. I just sold. We could have had Billingsley. I don't know if he's hidden or not, but he was at least fast as hell. Oh my god, maybe it wasn't him. Maybe there's a reason why those two stayed there so long. No, we sold. I'm going to take Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm pretty sure he's fast as hell, so... Wait, he's hidden? Bro, I don't even know anymore. I swear to God, I don't remember anything. Did I maybe load the wrong class, actually? I think I did. I don't know. I don't really care. It is what it is. It was still a really good class. I was a little confused by some of the devs because some of the guys we did know. Oh my. Okay, once again, all these guys are pretty much hiddens except for Likely, so that's all right. That's all right. That's okay. Where did Billingsley go, though? I can't do it without cheating, though. Okay, I'm going to try to do it really quickly. I can... it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I'm not looking at the overalls. Where was he? Billingsley, 89 speed, 90 excel. He went to the Bills, 70 overall. I'm not going to look at his dev. I'm trying to see, though, was it not Likely? Who was? It had to be Likely. That's the only name that makes sense to me. Because I remember we draft... Oh, maybe it was Ferguson. No. Was it? Maybe it was Ferguson. I thought it was Likely, though. I don't know. But yeah, Billingsley's kind of that guy. I think that's the guy that we're going to go for probably in the 3rd or the 4th next time we get a chance. We sold, dude. A guy like Billingsley would have been such a big improvement on this team, and instead, we don't get him. We just... Oh, that's a bad... But like I said, I will say we did a pretty good job in the draft. We're going to go with a DT. We didn't get Brandon Williams or Linval. I don't, once again, think that Linval is necessarily the perfect fit for the team, but we need a DT bad. He's joining the squad whether he likes it or not. And then for tight end, I mean, there's really not a better option than Likely. At least Likely's young, I suppose. Or maybe Likely just got a breakout right away. It just throws me off. It just seems odd. Like, I really feel like my dude was a hidden. I really did. We also didn't check the devs. Okay, so Malik Willis is almost guaranteed to be star. The wide receiver we got, where is he? Wandale. He's almost guaranteed to be star. I thought freaking the other guy was... These tackles are almost guaranteed to be star. The only guy I don't know for sure is this Christopher Allen guy. So I'm going to put him at left end. I'm going to check his dev while we're there. The others, we're just going to assume they're star, and we'll just... we'll see them when the season's over. But left end, I don't even know what number he wore in college or what number he would want to wear, but 58 looks okay. 58's kind of not that good for a D lineman, though. 94 is cool. But yeah, we definitely did about as well as you could ask for with a team that was forced to trade Wagner and Russell Wilson off. No 2nd, no 3rd, no 6th or 7th, but the extra 1st round obviously, changes all of that. Seattle and New Orleans, definitely a pairing that has made some pretty big trades in the past. Some big playmaker trades. Not as big as this one, but, I mean, definitely up there. All right, so I can't exactly redo the rebuild, but I may have had my mic muted for some time. I might just do a voiceover. We'll see what happens. But Metcalf, you got about 20 per for 6 years, I believe. What else do we have? Davenport was about 10 per for 4 years. McCoy was 11 per for 6. Garner was 10 per for 5. We didn't re-sign anyone else. We were going to do Chris Carson, but he was really bad yards per carry wise. And we were 6-3 on the season. We finish 6-11. I'll show you guys the season. Absolutely disgustingly bad numbers. Look at this. Once again, I don't think this is the easiest schedule in the world, but 8 straight losses should literally be impossible. It should not be a thing that is even fathomable. Yep, I said it. I came out with the big words. That's how much it mattered to me. Of course, you've seen Russell Wilson on there, but Malik Willis, picks are a little high, but I imagine that could be good enough for Rookie of the Year. Rushing, Chris Carson, the yards were okay. The touchdowns were pretty damn good, but 4.6 per carry is just not great. Lockett, really good year. Clutched up. Should go to Superstar. Metcalf, yikes. Wandale Robinson, not bad. Isaiah Likely, better than Gerald Everett, but still really rough. O-line was actually really good because a bunch of, rookies, a bunch of random guys together pretty much. Tackles, okay, yeah, we don't have any Wagner numbers anymore. Davenport, 11.5. Really good addition there, obviously. Picks, 3 for Dante, 2 for Jones, Brooks, Garner, Johnson, and Reed. Kicking for Myers wasn't terrible, but obviously we could have done a lot better there. Murray was the MVP of the league. Anything for us? Rookie of the Year, new is Matt Corral. Drake Jackson for the freaking Giants, and then McDuffie. This is a bad decision. I look at Russell Wilson, number 1. What were the Saints? 14-3. We just made the Saints gods. And yes, I know it was interdivisional or interconference, but Hey, what did Detroit do? So suck it. Stop yelling at me. But let's go to the Super Bowl, see if we got any dev ups other than Lockett, because obviously Lockett's like a shoe-in. If he doesn't get a dev up, I don't know like what it takes to get a dev up. A Texan Super Bowl. I'm sure people would love to see that, and I'm sure that's what's going to happen in the next few years. Clearly, dev ups, give it to me. Lockett at least. Lockett does go up. He's a 90 overall. He's 30, which is a little surprising that he's still good. Instead of regressing, he went up. God damn, talk about a clutch-ass moaf. That is about as clutch as you can get. It really is. Defensively, dev ups. We had one for Brooks, and that's it. But that's okay. At least it's a dev up. It's a win. It happens, right? Of course, the price that they're probably going to ask us to pay for him could be devastating. But I might put him at middle, put Hightower at the out. I don't know if Hightower's as athletic enough to play that middle linebacker spot anyways. But once again, there's shining moments. Could look at a cornerback, but I think we're okay if we don't get one. DT, you have to grab. Left out, you probably have to grab. And then running back, you have to grab, because we're just simply letting Chris Carson go. He's 28. I believe if he's an 86, that means he did regress already. And he did. 3.6 yards per carry. Who can't do that, I suppose? Maybe the last rookie we had in our last rebuild, but not really worth it. So we're going to have a ton of money to work with. We're still going to have a really high primed roster. This could be a really, a one decent offseason away from actually being a Super Bowl contender, honestly. Like, it might seem a little reachy considering we just, missed the playoffs again in a very devastating way, but that's the kind of money we have. That's the kind of, draft capital we have. That's kind of hope we have around here. Let's take a look at free agents. So 85 mil, like I said, to work with. A lot of money. Terry McLaurin would be a great addition, but once again, I don't think he leaves Washington. I also don't think we need him that much. You have Kareem Hunt, who's really good. Can't grab him. James Robinson is a fit. And of course, with the things that have happened in Jacksonville, I can't imagine he's too happy with his situation there. Travis Etienne, we don't know what's going to happen with him once he's actually healthy. I'd imagine that's what happened here, is he just started over him. James Robinson is a clutch player to be here. This is a very good fit for us. I like. He's basically Chris Carson. He's really tanky. I like him. He's going to be our new running back. Hopefully, Brady and Rodgers, they've been kind of like following each other's footsteps lately, just kind of going to free agency at will. J.J. Watt would be a great DT piece, but I don't know if we actually want to grab him for that. Calais Campbell would be a great piece at DT as well, though, to be fair. J.J. Watt in the interior has played that role before. Like, it's weird to think, because we're not ready, right? Because our rosters are pretty low overall still, but at the same time, we got money, especially with one-year contracts. We can easily get away with those. Tremaine Edmonds is a free agent as well. What is this free agency class? Is there somebody we have to pay soon? I know we have a quarterback that isn't on contract anymore. Like, we have like a pretty cheap quarterback, all things considered. But really, we have all this money on top of it? I mean, this is like Christmas at this rate. Baker's in there. He's not really that great, to be fair. But, I mean, there is a lot to like here. Bobby Okereke is, whatever. I mean, there's a lot to be excited for. I'm just going to say it. We're going to grab freaking Alec Ingold as well. We are going to go back to Seattle football, baby. And I don't need to offer him that much. What the hell am I doing? Once again, a guy that probably doesn't leave LV, but you don't know. It's a fullback. It's not the same as Terry McLaurin leaving Washington, But even then, that has merit because maybe they just ran out of money. All right, I think I have all the guys that I want signed up, assuming we even get them. If we don't get all of them, I'd be a little surprised. Really? Edmonds? That was one of the bigger ones for sure because of how young he was and how fair the contract was. I offered Hudson a deal because I was like, you know what? Our center is very versatile, could play pretty much any position on the offensive line, so switching him from center to guard wouldn't be the craziest move. And like I said, I think he could play tackle, so it was a decent move to attempt. Didn't work out. J.J. Watt will be a DT, so 85 overall. Should go up in overall here. We got a new kicker, Jake Elliott, one of my favorites in Madden. Alec Ingold, the new fullback, to block for the new running back, James Robinson. So the offense got much better. The DT spot got much better. One of our biggest, if not the biggest needs at this point. Still could use a tight end. The best guy there was Robert Tonyan. I did offer him a deal. I think it was like a a 4-year 10, but I obviously would have adjusted it to like a 2-year 10 or something like that, but didn't sign with this, which probably isn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, the team, it looks really good on offense. Could use a new right guard. So in the draft, the number 1 position need is DT. The second positional need is probably guard, then tight end, then linebacker, then cornerbacks. Once again, the corners aren't great, but we do have the number 2 and 3 guys locked up for some time. An 80 overall and a 79 overall isn't good, but it's good enough, especially when you consider the safety talent we have. So, you know, we'll look at it that way. I think that's the way we want to draft, but once again, best available always gets the best of me, and it probably will again. Of course, Rodgers and Brady, no contracts again. That's how we always expected to go. And I'm almost tempted to go for Matthew Ioannidis as well. We have the money. Him, J.J. Watt, a couple other guys, they're all kind of 1-year deals anyways, but I imagine we can't keep up. Oh, wow, really? So did nobody offer him, or what's the story? Why didn't he take one of the deals? He's still pretty good, right? Like, I think he's not as good as he once was, and yeah, I mean, he's still good enough. Nah, we're not going to. There's some pretty good DTs in there. I think we're making a good call here. I don't think you want him when we're pretty much going to have a DT from the rookie class, I'd imagine, at least. That would be just as good. Although Ford is being offered by us, too. I'm going to get rid of him as well. Like, we need multiple DTs, but I think we could legitimately get multiple DTs in this class, and if not, we'll at least get one rookie. I'd imagine, hopefully. That'd be a pretty big sell if we don't at least land one DT, and then, you know, if we have to, we'll get one next year if we don't have J.J. Watt or we don't have some other free agent. So, I completely forgot. Oh, I didn't know the ages, but I completely forgot we did scout these guys in this class. I mean, you could pretty much see them from a mile away, but 1 to 2 talent. Even though he's 23, I'd absolutely be willing to take this guy. 1 to 2 round, top 5 talent. That's like pick 22 for me. That's an insane looking player. I mean, you can't really ask for much better than that, 23 or not. I really don't care. He's absolutely worth it. Would I be willing to say that multiple guys are worth it? Probably, but multiple first round DTs, especially when you have J.J. Watt, probably not a good idea. We have other needs, and more importantly, getting J.J. Watt proves that there's probably going to be a decent older veteran that you can get as a DT 1 or 2 anyways. So as long as that 23-year-old is at least like 77 overall, I'm all right with it. I don't even care what his dev is. As long as he's 77 overall or so, that guy's going to be on my list as well. So, I mean, yeah, I like what we got going on here. I might take a look at some of the other top, you know, the little bit higher DTs, but I think that's about as easy as you can get, right? A block shed, a finesse, was it? Power? I don't know, one of them, though. We're going to have this draft lined up. I mean, there's a really solid couple of corners as well. I think there's usually a good center. Oh, my God, ABBA did not participate. That's an interesting one. That's interesting. We'll put him on the list. Oh, my God, some of these DTs are quite good. I'm really tempted now, because obviously we're like one scout away on a lot of these guys from knowing their full potential. I can't lie and say that top 5 grade that it gives him isn't tempting me the most out of all of it, but he looks so good. I mean, you can't go wrong with that pick. So we have pick number 6, which may be worth a cornerback because there is a couple of decent ones there. I'm not sure. I also want to see that running back. We don't need him anymore, obviously, but this guy was one of the prospect guys. Ooh, it looks like maybe for once the prospect player looks halfway decent. May even be worth drafting still. That's some pretty good speed. But Craig Snow is the number 1 guy on my list. I didn't scout him any further because a lot of the guys up there, you just don't need to scout any further. They're very fast. They're the little potentials they do show are enough. Like this guy, I believe they showed his man coverage. Oh, did they not? Was it a hit power that really got me like, okay, I'm willing to take it? Okay, I don't know. But AJ Parham, I mean, there's some pretty good players. Snow looks pretty good, though. He looks pretty good at B press, B catch. The catching, like I've said in the past, is a very big decider for me. But yeah, I kind of sold on the scouting a little bit. My final like private scouting, I did 2 middle linebackers and a tight end. So maybe not the best call in the world. We have a choice at all the corners. I'm kind of thinking maybe you just wait, though. Because the most we know about anyone is Parham. He's 6'2", 22 years old, A press, B zone, super fast. I mean, that agility could be a little lacking, but overall, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind, grabbing him, and I would be able to save some draft capital. For the middle linebackers, we had Whitley and Alex Bradford, both extremely fast. Didn't really get a whole lot out of all of them, but enough, I suppose, that I'd be willing to take either of them. Maybe, they both kind of need to start. Whoever we get needs to start, so I don't know. We'll see. The center, didn't really get to full scout him, but I seen enough, and really he's the only decent center there. This guy's all right, but the problem with him is that he's really weak. 29 reps is very bad, but maybe he's worth taking 1 to 2. And then the tight end, he's at day 3, but I got to see a little bit more of his scouting. I mean, it's not great, but a B short route, a C medium, he's decently athletic, might be worth the grab, especially since we need a tight end. All the other tight ends were awful. But, yeah, I guess we're going to trade down to like 17 maybe and grab Parham there. Now I really regret not taking a little closer look at Snow, to be honest, because the difference between these guys probably isn't going to be talent. It's probably going to be dev. And Snow being that high is probably going to be a pretty good dev. I hate trading with the Bears. I don't know what it is. This actually turned out to be pretty fair on the list. The game obviously values quantity over quality. We've seen that billions of times. You offer like 3 draft picks, it's like exponentially better, even if like most of those picks are bad. But this seemed like it was pretty fair. It was like 30 points in our favor. But once again, we've seen in the past where they've given up way more than that in the past. So I do want this trade, though, because like I said, there's a couple of guys in that second round that we could grab with that pick 40. So if we traded 2 fifths, would they be down? A fifth and a fourth? Sorry, Eason, but you're a great trade piece. Sorry, buddy, but I imagine you need a contract anyways. So I don't really mind. Miami goes to 6. They love that spot. They go with, I believe that's the 6'6" edge rusher. And if that's the case, I mean, that's probably a good pick. We're also likely going to trade up for 20 or from 29 at DT is way too good to risk. But AJ Parham, you know what? Round 1 to 2, I'm actually going to take Drake Franklin here instead. I'd rather risk the corner. And, I mean, hidden development trait, 94 strength, 79 speed, 83 excel. I'm honestly proud of myself. I have finally gotten over my fear of 23-year-olds. I'm so proud. But then again, if there was ever a time to do it, that was about as easy as you can get, right? An A finesse, A block shed, A play rec, B awareness, A tackle, A impact, 6'6", 309. Depending on dev, depending on overall, which I assume is going to be decent, that could be the best DT we've ever seen. I mean, he's got to be at least superstar or X Factor, because once again, he is 23. So that's, you're kind of costing yourself a little bit with the age, but I think we're going to trade right here, actually. And we do get a 4th off of them, so, I mean, if we're better than we were last year, which we should be based on what we've done with the team so far in the offseason, absolutely killing the offseasons, I'd imagine that'll be a good trade for us and actually probably hurt them. But AJ Parham, this could be another super steal. Like, this guy looks pretty good, too. He is hidden. That agility and change of direction is a little lacking, like we said it was probably going to be, but the speed and excel is pretty good. He's 6'2", jumping's only 84, but like we've seen with some of the other X factors in the game, definitely not always the case that somebody has high jumping. And I'm going to be really mad if he has X Factor, because if he has X Factor, you guys are going to definitely think I cheated, because I said other X Factors, so that would kind of imply that he's an X Factor. I don't know, I'm thinking too much into it, but even though that guy's weaker, if he's there at pick 8, maybe we grab him anyways. I don't know. Oh, man. A lead block, A impact, A run block finesse. He's got an F injury. I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to mean, but Joseph Peterson, dude. I'm risking it. Yes. Okay. Like we expected, he is super weak. Our center is now going to be playing guard, because that guy is just the perfect size for guard because he's so tiny. But yeah, that was a little worrisome. I suppose Max Burr is also tiny as well. I think we can go to the next pick, though. Our middle linebacker should be there, I hope. And if he's not, it is what it is. He didn't look perfect, but he was super fast. You've got to be kidding me. 1 pick before me. There's no shot. There's no chance. How is that even possible? I almost just want to take that strong safety because he's 6'2", 208. I don't even know if he's good, but... Oh, that is sad inning. Do we know anything about this random guy? I'm just going to grab him, just have someone young at linebacker. And that is about as bad of a 40 time to speed ratio I've ever seen. He was a 4.58. And that turned into 82 speed, 88 excel. That is easily the worst I've ever seen. I get EA probably wanted that guy to suck, but that is nuts how bad he is. Like, do you even realize how bad that is? Like, a 4.58 should probably be about 85, 86 speed. And, of course, our freaking tight end's gone. I'm going to grab this DT before I lose him as well. 89 strength. Oh, the draft was so good. We'll have to see what that Bradford guy is like. It wouldn't surprise me if he is normal dev, but really? Cameron Newton. Jesus. Not that that's like the craziest thing in the world, but yeah, that hurts. That is unfortunate. Yeah, great start to the draft. Super unfortunate. If we could have just got Bradford, dude. If he's hitting, I'm going to be sick. Because I will say, once again, the way he's built does seem like a normal dev him yourself. Oh my god. But yeah, dev him yourself type of guy, but holy crap, 79 overall. Finesse is a lot worse than I would have thought. Like, how is a finesse 75 finesse move? I mean, it is what it is. Spin move, bull rush. I suppose you probably would have wanted the swim, so... Based on a user DT, not even close to the best, because swim compared to swim, or spin compared to swim is just not even close to as good. And then his dev is, well, I don't know if I would say not close to the best, but wow. That, I mean, I can't really remember every single pick we've had in this, Madden universe. But that could be our best pick of the Madden year. It very well could be. 79 overall X Factor DT with 94 strength, 6'6", 79 speed. Okay, once again, I would have loved X Factor, but thankfully he's not, because once again, that would have said, hey, this guy's cheating. I mean, I'm not, but if I'm watching and I hear someone say other X Factors or whatever the hell I said, and then he's an X Factor, which is already super rare to get, I'd be like, yeah, this guy's a cheater. The center Peterson, I mean, is what he's all right. Don't want to look at that guy. This guy, though, 71 overall, turned out pretty damn good. 88 power move. I mean, it's stuff like that, though. You see the swim spin, would need the bull rush for power move. The game is just awful, right? Like, I don't know how much those traits actually matter, but how are you going to give an 88 power move guy swim and spin, but no bull rush? It's literally the definition of bull rush. Like, I don't know what the power move average is in the league, but I'd imagine 88 power move already puts him in the top like 5% or better. So tackle went first. He's a right tackle, but I'm assuming if you're grabbing a right tackle, pick 1 overall, you're probably going to play him at left, but they do have Mekhi Becton, but you never know. If this guy's superstar, pick 1 is always worth a superstar. He's not, though. I mean, I don't think you can really guarantee superstars, but if you can guarantee a superstar lineman, especially if you're playing in a league where you don't have anything set to get dev-ups, absolutely worth it, right? Superstar you just cannot get. And superstar offensive lineman could literally, like, control the entire game. And here's Craig Snow, who is hidden as we expected. A little more athletic than our guy, but once again, we got our guy way later. And in the process, we were able to grab a center on top of it. And he was superstar. He's pretty good, but, here's Starks with the 6'6" guy. Oof, it was. And he is good. But, yeah, it's definitely underwhelming. Very good player, but just underwhelming. Gilmore went right after, by the way. I didn't even notice that. Normal dev. I mean, I would have had Gilmore probably higher just based on athletics, but he was 5'10", so we kind of worked it out there. Where was the DT we wanted? Was it Cumberland? I think it was Cumberland as well. I don't know, but normal dev. Wow, we made a selection. I'll put it that way. We made a selection. So obviously, I'm not going to bore us with the details. 1 pick before us, Bradford. That hurts. Okay, I did not think it was going to be A, that good of an overall, and B, hidden. Once again, those guys are almost always exclusively normal dev. Star dev, but that is, I mean, that would have been the best draft of our Madden year. I mean, that DT was so good. All we needed was one linebacker, and we would have been set. I mean, that would have been the perfect draft. I'm still happy with what we got, but still, Clavon Thomas. This is, once again, kind of another one of those misses from EA's part, the prospect thing, but has fights for yards, has run after the catch, receiving stuff does suck, but 92 speed, 93 excel, 92 agility, very workable. You could even get him to be a power back. That's still a good selection. Pick 20 in the third round, especially in a user league, I would be pretty happy with that. That guy looks pretty good. If only we got freaking Tremaine Edmonds, I wouldn't even feel bad. But now we need like 2 linebackers because obviously we're going to be losing Dante Hightower next season. Excuse me, Brady. I've got to grab better players. What a disaster. Any linebackers at all? I don't know if I'm really willing to start Benardrick McKinney because, I mean, I suppose Davion Taylor's all right. He's 26, I believe. Doesn't really have time to dev, but he is like 75 overall anyway, so there's really no point in grabbing a guy that's literally the same overall. But we'll change McCoy to guard. Peterson stays at center. The tight end likely is lucky. So lucky. And then, yeah, Davion Taylor, 76 overall. He's 26, so we'll probably let him go. But, yeah. Parham, I know it seems a little kind of like unrealistic to start him, but we know that he's hidden. We know that he has higher potential than the other guys. And he's 6'2", whereas Reed is kind of smaller. And obviously, if you compare Jones to him, Parham, that is, he is obviously a lot smaller, even though he's 6 foot tall. But we're going to line up our team, change it up, because obviously a lot of people are playing out of position from where we want them. And we'll start what I would assume is going to be a decent playoff run. Look what I found in the trade block. I have no idea how good he is, but I'm going to trade for him, obviously. Give me him for a 4th round? No, okay, that's fair enough. I imagine he's better than likely. He's literally 1 year younger, 2 overalls higher, and way more athletic. I'm willing to take him, but I will say he probably is hidden, or was hidden, if I have to give up that much for him. We'll see, though. I mean, automatically, that's a win, right? We wanted him in the first place. He's super athletic. They drafted him despite having Dawson Knox. They put him on the trade block. I'm willing to take him. And he is star, so probably deserve to give them a little bit more than that in user sense. I mean, look how good he is, dude. So fat. Literally Noah Fant. I mean, Noah Fant, right? But hey, we massively improved that position despite sucking a ton in the draft. We signed Mostert just a second ago. I mean, this looks like a pretty damn good squad to me. So, negotiations. Jordan Brooks is the middle linebacker on the team now. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So, a 5-year deal. Glad to see that he wanted to keep himself on the team. Damien Lewis. Not like the perfect player, but definitely worth the contract without a doubt. How good actually is he? So, he's a 79 overall, almost 80. Once again, lacking a little bit in the pass stuff, which we kind of know, and that's kind of why Russell left. But Darrell Taylor is not the guy that I thought he was. I thought it was Davion Taylor, but it's not. So he's like, okay, well, there's, here we are. But yeah, we have money on money. So if we wanted to keep J.J. Watt, we probably could. Probably won't want to, but we'll see how well he plays. So we make the playoffs. Barely make the playoffs. This team, dude. I don't know what it is. Malik Willis, maybe he's not the guy. I'm not sure, but we've got a nice win streak going. We lost a couple near the end. I mean, the schedule has been pretty tough, but I don't know what's wrong with this team. Like, we've got a lot of depth on the team. I mean, look at this. We're changing the scheme 100%. Like, what are these numbers? 25 touchdowns and 7 picks is okay, but 4,200 yards and all that, I mean, it's just not good enough. James Robinson killed it, though, compared to Chris Carson. Receiving, Metcalf was solid. Lockett was good enough. Robinson was decent. Billingsley was kind of just as good as Likely was. Offensive line, though, was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Allen was really good. Davenport, not so much. 7 for Garner. What the hell are we doing? What? Okay, J.J. Watt with 3.5. The rookie Franklin was pretty bad. The defense sucked just as much as the offense did. 18th in offensive yardage. I can't imagine the defense is higher than 20. 6? Okay. I don't know, dude. That seems strange to me. Any award wins? No. Of course, you could see that Russell has been quite good. And nothing. Nothing to show for it all. But here we are in the wild card round. 89 overall to their 83. Like I said, we have built up a pretty decent roster. We just need Malik Willis to kind of play better than he has. But we'll see. I suppose anything can happen. And the worst part of that is that's probably more beneficial to them because they're the team that's worse than us. And yet they're probably going to be the ones to win. It's just the way it goes with us. I don't know what it is. Like we build good teams, but sim-wise, we're just so bad. You know, 14 to 10. The defense is doing its job. Offense is starting to wake up a little bit. Up 10 now. Only up by 3. Touchdown probably wins it there. And it does. 33 to 24. Did we get a safety on them at the end? Talk about choke. I don't know how much time they had left at the end, but a safety? Onside kick recovered by Seattle. Huh? What? A punt return. What am I looking at? I don't care. That was not how it went, but apparently it was. Malik Willis, though. Okay, in the postseason he did pretty well. James Conner with 2 touchdowns. Robinson wasn't super great, but he was good enough. We're obviously running the ball a lot. We have good running backs. What else can we say? Sack totals, fair enough. No picks, obviously. Both teams were pretty clean in the turnover regards. But at least we won a playoff game. This team is at least one playoff win good. They're at least that good. Are they good enough to make any further happen? I don't know. But they're at least good enough to win at least one game. The Cowboys are a pretty good team here. They are a very tough offense to stop. Our offense has playmakers. But once again, we're not the craziest talented, right? The tight end position is fast, very athletic, but he's not that great yet. Malik Willis, kind of similar situation. The receivers are great. But if you compare our receivers to them, they're pretty much the same. Running back, their room is probably better than ours. Offensive line is better than ours. Defensively, I'd say we're a bit more intact than them, but they have some playmakers there as well. So this is more of a fair battle. If we lose, we lose. But the problem is we're not going to just lose. If we lose, we're going to lose by a lot. That's how it always works. Whenever it's a game where we're kind of expected to lose, we lose by a bunch. But right now, it's kind of just a field goal battle. They do get a touchdown on the board. We do as well. Pretty good end to that first half. Up 10. Only up 3 now. Huge drive, but we only get 3. Come on. Up by 9. Up by 6. There's no way. There's no way. They stopped them. You never see a stop in that situation. But Dallas said, you know what? He's not the guy we trust. We're going to run the ball 2 times, and they failed. What the hell are they thinking? This time, not as good, but still a clean matchup once again. Robinson was actually really good, especially considering he's a slower guy. Billingsley has been really solid for us so far as well. Sacks, DeMarcus Lawrence with 2, Jordan Brooks. What kind of scheme are we playing? Like, the linebackers seem to blitz a lot. Jake Elliott with 4 out of 5. Jake, do you know what would have happened if they would have scored a touchdown because of your miss? I'm just saying. I don't know if you know, but it very well is, that was good. That was the thing, We have some upgrades. We'll knock these out. Oh, crap. Have they been just making him a block shedder? I mean, I guess, but you could probably, I don't know. Finesse. That's why you do want the power DTs, even though finesse is pretty good, just because you can get block shed and power. And Falele must be not very good. What is this? So his finesse style is terrible, and as a big guy, that's easily what he needs to work on the most, because that's how you're going to beat him. You're not going to beat him with power. So I get it makes sense that it's realistic that is what he would need to upgrade, but the fact that the game hasn't upgraded him in that is pretty stupid. I don't have time to... If I upgraded everyone manually in a rebuild, the rebuilds would take so much more long. Those are the words. It would take so much longer. Green Bay versus Seattle. I mean, as a Packers fan, I'm feeling pretty good here. I'm liking our chances. Right? I don't even know if they have Rodgers still anymore, because obviously he was a free agent. Nobody wanted him, so maybe he did just re-sign. I mean, that's probably the most likely thing in real life, I would say. Hugely disappointing first half, both teams, but more importantly us. We drove down, didn't do anything with it, but what is this game? I mean, the Packers are a playoff team, yet they played like they weren't. I mean, okay, Jordan Love, apparently not good. Malik Willis, very good game, just lacking in the touchdowns. James Robinson has been really good since that first playoff game. Mostert with the fumble, unfortunately, but it didn't cost us in the end. J.J. Watt with almost the exact amount of sacks he had on the entire season. Yeah, I don't know what and then Jake Elliott with another miss. I don't know what it is with J.J. Watt, really just the DTs on this team in general, but they did not play well this season. They have been very, very bad, and we're going to screw his scheme fit because pass rush is more important. 3 power move. That is actually very clutch for his longevity. But we already have Seattle in the Super Bowl. That is pretty crazy if you ask me. I'll show you guys, we didn't force any wins or anything like that, but wow. I mean, that's pretty impressive. We will probably need to score a little bit more, though, if we want to win this game against, who is it? Was it the Chiefs? It's the Jaguars, that's right. Not bad. Okay. DevOps. Any at all. Probably not on offense. Oh, Robinson. That's a little surprising. It was a good season, but I didn't think it was X Factor good. Okay, not bad. Obviously, the receivers, no. D-line. Davenport went up in dev, and I don't know if anyone else did. Why does this happen? Stop, dude. Just stop. But obviously, Davenport with the dev up to superstar, which is pretty big. Damn it, I went too far. Recuperation? I thought that was an offensive one. I don't know. But, okay, I mean, like I said, the team has got a lot of pieces. The safeties are the best duo in the league. Linebackers, you have enough going on. Darrell Taylor, did he go up in dev? Of course he did. Linebackers, you have enough going on. Jordan Brooks is able to carry that squad, obviously, with his athleticism. So, I mean, it doesn't absolutely surprise me. Was he already superstar as well? He was superstar. What did he... Oh, yeah, it was like the first year, wasn't he? I don't remember, but... very athletic, very good player. Not quite as good as Bobby, but he's, a good replacement for him. Whoa! What an upgrade. 2 agility and an excel. He is very good, actually. He's insane. This is a good team. I mean, I feel like maybe because of some of the other teams we've had in the past that we feel that it's not that great, but it actually is really good. McCoy's an 89, 82 for Cross, 77 already for the rookies, 81 on the guard, 83 on the tackle. We'll say that finesse sucks, but the game probably doesn't care too much. Billingsley's an 80 overall. Lockett's a 91. Metcalf's a 97. 96 for Robinson. Really, the only bad player on the team is Willis, but even he, he's 82 overall, almost 83. He's played pretty well. His deep accuracy sucks, which is kind of bad for this specific squad, but he's pretty good overall. The medium and short stuff, I suppose, is probably what you're going to be hitting more anyways, so this isn't that surprising to have a Super Bowl here in, year 3? If we win, Rodgers. I'm not sure if I'll do another season. We'll see. All right, going to the end of the game. I don't know. I think right to left is them. I'm not really sure, and I really don't think it matters because both sides suck. Huge touchdown by Robinson, I'd imagine. Just because Mostert really hasn't played super well in Sim for us, but not bad. Up by 9 now. Up by still only 9. This is scary. Come on, offense. There you go. Could be enough, and it is. Rodgers can't get the damn second Super Bowl. It's been too elusive. 31-14, and Seattle wins the Super Bowl. I guess we'll give it one more season. Why not? Give it one more season, see if we can win 2, right then and there. We kind of did say in the past that we were going to do if we won it in year 3, we would go 2 more years and try to get a dynasty. Maybe we'll do it. It kind of depends on how well the next season is, If the next season, we're number 11, yep. I know that's probably not the easiest thing to, kind of, what is that called, code, but it would be a nice little touch, which it should be automatically in the game, so don't act like, it's some crazy feature that they're going above and beyond for, but, the guys should be, the certain players, once you get maybe to a 90-plus overall, it should lock your number in. I know not every single player, like Carson Wentz, he's not a 90-plus overall, but, he didn't get his number switching over to the Colts, but it probably should be that way, right? Rodgers, Brady, all of them, no matter what, right from the start of the game, they're coded to never lose their number, ever. And the only way they lose it is if the team they're going to has a player with that number already and they're a higher overall. That's the only way. But even then, even quarterback should just be guaranteed. How many yards was that run by Robinson? 97. Who the hell? We've seen it before, too. Why does James Robinson get coded to have long runs like that? I will appreciate it. Ooh, a missed field goal. That actually, for a moment there, the game was kind of like really close for a while. I would assume that field goal kind of played a big factor in their decision-making on going for it and whatnot. That's a little bit of an L from Joey Sly. Same with Elliott. Both really strong kickers, but the accuracy lacking at times. But we'll once again do one more season. We'll see what happens and call it from there. Or not even call it from there, but just call it there, I suppose. The 64 mil. This is not a rebuild I'm willing to come back to, I would assume. J.J. Watt, once again, didn't really play that well, but he's J.J. Watt, right? So I'm going to keep him just for the name only. Going to lose these two linebackers, but I imagine we could sign maybe one or two in free agency. We have a draft pick or two to work with, I'd imagine. So, yeah, I'm okay with losing who we're losing. So 53 mil, we need two linebackers. And was there anything else? I can't remember. T. Higgins could play tight end for us. John Johnson could play linebacker, but this long in their career, I doubt those are moves that make a whole lot of sense. Andrew Thomas, that makes no sense at all. The Giants probably have money on top of it. Or is there really no linebackers? Like, none? Well, I actually really didn't look at Darryl Taylor, but I imagine he's a pass rusher, right? Yeah, he's a pass rusher, but why was he on the outside? I kind of ruined him a little bit. Like, he actually looks decent enough to start. Of course, we did get new pass rushers very quickly, so I can't really be too mad, but 88 strength, that's not an easy stat to get for an edge rusher, but I suppose it's kind of irrelevant now. We don't need an edge rusher. We need freaking coverage linebackers. I mean, I don't really think Dante Hightower gets you much anyways, but I guess we'll sign him just so we have a guarantee there. If we would have got that damn freaking Bengals guy, Gilmore. Don't really need a number 2 corner that bad, but if we're going to be doing one last season, you might as well spend your money in general. So we're going to do that, I guess. Go for Gilmore. And I think that's kind of it, right? Maybe try to land a backup safety, but as far as starters, couldn't get a linebacker, and that's the biggest need by far, so kind of have to just ignore it elsewise. But give it up to Lockett, dude. He's kind of a beast. I mean, he's only superstar, and he's still decent. His overall's up there. So we got Gilmore and Hightower, two former Patriots players, very big additions to the squad. Well, Hightower's not really an addition. He's a returning figure. But offensively, I don't really think there's much to draft. I think maybe you look for a replacement for Lockett soon enough, but I suppose you might already have that with Robinson, kind of built similarly as well. Could be like a perfect fit right in there. 89 release. I mean, he looks really solid. Just needs to get that short and medium route up, which, they actually had him on the, the wide receiver mentorship with Lockett, and I said make him better at short route. It's only +2, but it's still something. I mean, you literally have the perfect squad going forward. I mean, you've seen some of our rebuilds lately. We haven't really built the greatest of squads at all times. This has been a very good turnaround. Obviously, drafting the X Factor is great. Allen was a great pick. Davenport, Johnson, and McCoy trade. Once again, those are really good young players, so maybe you can argue that it was too much, but a healthy Russell Wilson behind a good offensive line is something that is very hard to put a value on. Once again, if Stafford is worth 2 first-round picks and Jared Goff, which, I mean, at the time, I'd still say Jared Goff was probably worth a second-round pick because he's young enough, has enough potential. Easily Russell Wilson's 4 or 5 first rounds, maybe, around that at least. So would you say that, this center's worth a first round? Maybe. The safety, maybe worth a first round. Davenport, I mean, he's been a little iffy, maybe a second round. So I'm not too mad with the evaluation. It's Russell Wilson, like I said, so, it is fair enough. And once again, that Saints pick after trading them, Russell Wilson, did turn into like 26 or so. So I think it all ended out pretty realistically. But speaking of our team right now, what do we need? Outside linebacker, number 1, first and foremost. And I suppose it wouldn't hurt to get a wide receiver, like I said. So, I mean, there's not really much you need. So, DT linebacker, I guess, because once again, J.J. Watt's not going to last forever, and realistically, you can almost debate that it wasn't smart for us to re-sign him as is. I mean, sick name, but yeah. I put him and this other guy on the list blindly because I had the private workout thing, and I didn't have everything properly set, but yeah, that Overeem guy is, once again, cool name and all, but you are not very good, just like the rest of this class. These linebackers are... Ooh, that guy's good. No, he's not good, but he's worth the risk, I think. Okay, fair enough. Round 1, middle linebacker. I mean, it kind of feels like we're not going to get what we want here. Just going to be honest. I don't know if we're going to get what we want, but what can you really do? I guess we're just going to try to find someone. Oh, we found someone. We absolutely found someone. Stan Cruz. I absolutely Stan Cruz, to be honest. So we make a tree draft, okay, a pre-draft trade to the Patriots, 32 and a third for 24, which is where we're going to be taking Cruz. Should be a good player, I'd imagine. Not even just a good player, he should be a great player. And if he's not, I'm going to be very sad. But I just couldn't be bothered to manually go down the draft one by one. So I imagine the 1 to 2 grade is probably like at least 30. And if he's not, I'm going to be really sad. But I'd say at least 30, right? So hopefully he's there, which he is. Mr. Stan Cruz, I got last-second scout on him a little bit more than before. I'm going to be honest, it actually kind of hurt my feelings for him. But awareness is A, zone is A, B play rec. Should be at least in the 70s. Hopefully hidden. Is hidden. 88 speed, 87 agility, 90. I mean, he looks good. Looks really good. And our next pick could be one of these two. I mean, I suppose, what about the linebacker? Actually, we'll take one last look. 23, but a B block shed. Skip the combine. Doesn't look half bad. I also put Cooper on the list as well. That A zone, dude. I mean, we don't need a linebacker now. And once again... Excuse me? Was that A man and zone? Hello? How can you be so good? I guess we're making a play for him. We're going to go to like 16. Did I really just sell? Did he just go right there? Did I really just sell? I think I did. He was the... Yeah, I did. Well, we'll have to take a look, but really, man, how do I sell so much? I will say he was a 2 to 3, which you, once again, assume that means late second, but the fact that he went that high probably means he was a god. Thankfully, for our sake, we're not going to be doing this rebuild more than a year or two more, but that still was a massive sell. The DT isn't technically as big of a need as the lineman. Technically, you don't really need either of them, but we're going to go with Mike Forden. He looks really good. And normal dev. Why? As soon as I sell on a clear-cut good decision, I need to just trade the pick because it always ends up bad. Because when the injury happens... There's somebody there to insult. And yes, that is the weirdest way to say adding insult to injury ever. Okay, what do you want? Like, that guy looked really good. He's probably even better than the guy we drafted, which is crazy to think, but A-man and A-zone don't lie. I mean, it actually lies quite often, but in this case, I imagine it don't lie. I mean, I know maybe it's a little bit of a reach, but if you read McDixon, yep. And also, I was about to say, I was almost certain. Yeah, I was about to say, I was almost certain that we had other players. Time's running out. I'm not worried about it. Like, what the hell, dude? We have Metcalf for, like, the foreseeable future. We already have a guy kind of built like Lockett, but why not have another one? Tyler Smith, super fast. Normal dev, but super fast, like we said. So, gonna grab him. Super bad, but, that speed is hard to pass on. Damn, that middle linebacker, dude. The Bengals one, I think it was, and now the Raiders guy. 2 huge sells. Billingsley as well. Obviously, we ended up getting him anyways, but ugh. I suppose Hugh Dawson's the only halfway decent-looking kicker that I could see. Ooh! 96 kick power. That's a win. I cannot imagine any of those kickers were any better. I just can't imagine. And that... Imagine being a kicker and hearing your name called on the last pick of the draft. Like, that would just make you so rock. But Stan Cruz, hidden development trait, automatic starter. Very low overall, but super workable. That catching would be so disappointing. 37 press is disappointing too, but Very fast, decent block shedding, hit power is kind of rough. That Raiders guy is going to make our guy look like trash. Let's just call it how it is, honestly. But, damn it, and his dev sucks. But I say, and the dev, no. Okay, but Mike Forden, even though he was normal, was a very good player. I mean, he's insane. He literally reminds me of what's his name, Eric McCoy. He's very similar to him. Looking at the receiver, really good, actually. A lot better than I would have thought, considering those Fs he had all over the place. But Hugh Dawson, normal dev, but 96 kick power and a 73 accuracy. Got ourselves a younger Jake Elliott out here. And then the obvious L that we took was the Raiders middle linebacker. He's going to be like a 99 overall. He is a 73 overall with 90 speed. Okay, I mean, he's very good. I would have liked to have him for a replacement of Dante, but it's not as bad as the Bengals one at all, right? He's still extremely good. But yeah, I'll live through that one. Here's the squad for year 4, potentially the last year. It depends on, once again, how it plays out. If we go very close to the Super Bowl or we just completely suck, maybe we're just going to be done. Because we won the Super Bowl. That's the goal. Can't wait to ruin the rebuild now. But obviously the team is just absolutely goated. There's obviously some spots you can make some upgrades on, but overall, as far as, you know, if you would have this team as your favorite to win it again, you absolutely would, obviously. Also, for anyone wondering, the XP sliders is what I rocked for this one. I feel like they're pretty fair. Once again, the situation matters a lot. You know, maybe middle linebacker, jump it a little bit. Situation matters a lot. Like, if you're doing a rebuild like this, I probably should have rose those DT sliders. DTs are actually kind of tough to upgrade. But if you're doing a rebuild and you want, you know, your guys to be in the mid-80s to like 90s after like 3 to 5 years, that makes the most sense. But if you're in a user league or, you know, you're playing the games yourself, I wouldn't go much higher than 100. It really just kind of comes down to what you're doing, obviously. All right, re-signing time, and doesn't look that special again. JJ's gone for sure. Gilmore may just retire on his own as well. I don't know how this works, but I imagine you just roll with the millions we have. I don't know how we did this. What did we do to be in such a good spot? I suppose we have to re-sign Willis and then maybe some other guys during that time, but we're loaded. And our talent is the best in the league. Not a great season considering we just won the Super Bowl, barely held on for the division. I mean, we're the best team, yet we really aren't like dominating. So yeah, I'm just willing to just call it after this. So we'll do the rest of this season and call it. But maybe we win the Super Bowl anyway, so we'll see. DK Metcalf was pretty damn good. You could see on the top, you know, on the right side. Willis is getting better, I suppose. Robinson, pretty good numbers. Again, Metcalf, really good numbers. Lockett, pretty solid. Robinson, pretty solid. Billingsley, awful. Offensive line has been so bad these last 2 seasons. Pass rush finally does better. But I suppose Allen, who is really good, didn't change anything. Worse than Davenport this season. I don't know. It's just like a 50-50 thing. Jake Elliott, speaking of, super 50-50 himself. Award wins, maybe Defensive Player of the Year? Really? Really? Wait, what? 8? All right. Okay. Do the Saints still have that one guy? I don't see Wilson. Okay. Maybe he's gone. I don't know. But we got, I think Metcalf was the number 1 wide receiver. But outside of that, not really seeing anything super special on the award wins. 9-8 Packers, not quite the championship round this time, but still, yeah, I mean, you got to like your chances against the Packers if you're Seattle. And, yeah, let's hopefully not lose this. Getting back to the Super Bowl would be a pretty satisfying end. So let's try to at least do that. Even if we lose, it's fine. End of the game. 0-0. I would assume that even though this is a wild card game and, you know, the Packers look kind of weak, just the history, you probably put this at a, you know, nighttime game or even, well, I guess it looks like an afternoon game actually, like a 3 o'clock game or whatever. Down by 14, down by 17. Is there a chance for us to come back and win? There is not. Okay, I was going to come in and maybe get wild with it. We actually haven't used the team. We almost always use the team at least a little bit by the end of the rebuild, so I definitely want to... Oh, crap, we have the stupid thing, even though it's our stadium. The freaking 12s. Willis with that speed. I guess we're going to take off. Look at that speed, though. Beautiful. Nobody got open there, which I'm not really sure why I decided to go for the hurry-up, considering You literally just said the reason why you wouldn't want to go to the hurry up is nobody got open. Willis again. Robinson! Oh, good job against Jair. I thought Jair was going to get that. How the hell didn't Jair get that, actually? We sold hard on that, no? Oh, here we go. This could be big. That's what she said. Maybe. For like a second. It's pretty tough. Wow, gets the feet down and everything. It's not going to matter because the game's over, but, you know, it's fun, I suppose. Really can't believe the team's going to lose to the Packers in the divisional. Look at these little schemers. And even then, they're going to leave him open. What a dime you had to go for the rat catch. You go for the possession. I think the game just knows to turn around and try to pick that. I think you run the double streak, and you kind of throw to whoever's open. I mean, that's kind of how it works. There's really no one open, but Metcalf's that big. Oh, my! What is his jumping and all that? I don't even know if I've ever seen that animation. How high did he get up there? What the hell? Look at him. Savage just sits on it. He just snagged it. Also, what happened on that sack? It looked like they should have had us, no? Oh my god, is that Rashawn? Ah, that's why he was still in an animation. I was wondering why it looked like he could have got us and he didn't. But yeah, sick little drive there. It didn't matter though in the end. Or do I try? I'm gonna it's the last season. I'm gonna try. Why wouldn't I? Robinson's pretty fast. I'm gonna give him a chance. And we're gonna get sacked. I mean, it is on all Madden, but still, it's crazy to think that they're just like locking up this hard. And there's no one on him. That is a sick read. Not an easy read to make, but that is pretty good. We're going to win this game. We're winning this game. I don't care. You better keep running, Robinson. You've been sick in the receiving game here. You better keep running, buddy. He stopped as soon as I threw that. We're making some reads. They haven't been the easiest reads to make. Robinson's going to... Oh, we have the can't block. I get they have momentum, but the momentum would definitely... Nah, actually, the momentum's pretty fair where it is right now. I thought the momentum was full. I have literally tried to audible 45 times to a block. Finally gives it to me. So, yeah, that's not going to be caught. Oh, Billingsley caught it. Hurry up! Got to try to get one last play in before the 2. And Willis using the speed. No fumble, thankfully. Down to the 2-yard line. Down 10. This would be reminiscent of a different game between these two that I've seen in the past. And that's a wide open Metcalf. That play does get open a lot in real life. It happens. No shot we actually make this crazy comeback. Come on. I'll come in on defense if I have to. Ooh, we got to. Literally first play, 6 yards on the ground is very hard to stop. We are not ready for a pass. Ooh, it looked like maybe there was a chance for a strip there. I'm not ready for this rebuild to end. I mean, I'm almost ready, but not, fully ready. Oh my god, are you joking me? Who is this guy? Jalen Reagor, just because he's fast, EA, huh? Gilmore against like a below 80 overall Reagor. Oh my god, what even happened? You just let him walk right by. How is that a press? He doesn't even try to press him. Oh my god. Well, there goes that. And the clock is running. I can't stop. Like, they're going to let the clock run out rather than kick the field goal and go for the onside. Like, what are you doing? I get it's a tough kick, but I mean, you maybe take a shot out of bounds. You don't keep it in bounds, and you don't keep going for the freaking touchdown. Whoa! The wind! Really? Once again, in real life, I try to get a little closer. But because they wasted so much clock, I was just like, screw it, I'm going to kick it. You definitely try to get a little bit closer with a third of the out-of-bounds line, but, I don't really care. We played enough in that situation. We got screwed over by the game. Interception from Willis probably ended up costing us. Just a bad performance. And, yeah, I mean, the game is very RNG heavy. What can I tell you? Very RNG heavy. As once again, we have the much better team. It's not even close. And we lost, simply put. But let's take a look at who wins the Super Bowl in the year where we probably should have also been there again. and probably been the team to beat for the Super Bowl. It is the Niners and the Chiefs. The Niners are the ones that come out of this division to the Super Bowl, and they do lose, thankfully. We'll take that. But let's take a look at the final kind of ratings of our roster. Obviously, not every player we developed ourselves, but James Robinson, still cool to see. Super strong. Definitely would have started working on the juke move stuff, especially since the elusive upgrades do give you a better chance at speed, which we've done a video in the past for. Maybe check that out if you want. Malik Willis never became a deep threat guy for throwing, but throw power is still really good. Still really good quarterback in general. Metcalf, let's see what he's good at. Oh, just everything. Very fast, very good. Just filthy, honestly. Just really good. Lockett, once again, regressed a little bit here, but overall still a good player and can still play. He still can play. Robinson, the backup, kind of primed to take over Lockett's spot the next season. I mean, the team is really just, it's ready for everything, honestly. Billingsley, once again, another guy we actually started, drafted. And speaking of starting, the Bills didn't even start him. Very good route running, very good player in general. Would have loved to see what he could have done if we would have had him right away. Daniel here, the big man. Finesse still sucks, but outside of that, very good in the ground game. Cross, I suppose we'll take a look at as well. Super young, still lots of time to develop. Another finesse, strugglesome guy. Defensively, Jordan Brooks goes to X Factor. Very good development from him in this one, without a doubt. Ratings-wise, looked really good. Decent enough hit power, great block shedding, great coverage ratings, very solid in speed. He actually upgraded multiple times, I believe, in speed and all that. Pursuit's great. I mean, he really developed extremely well. Gardner Johnson up to a 90 overall now. Very, very good in coverage, obviously. Dante Jackson, is he regressing? How old is he? He is. And he must have regressed hard because he's now only an 86 overall. 5-man coverage at 29, was it? That seems a bit harsh, but okay. Davenport, 95 power move. Pretty good speed and all that. Very solid player. What else did we have? I suppose Jamal Adams. Really didn't hear much from him in this one, but overall still a really good player, obviously. Allen, a guy that had a really good year before in the Super Bowl run. Not so much in this season, but still really good. Obviously, great developing. And then Greg Franklin. Really didn't get that much time to develop him, but really good block shedding, insane strength. He went up 2 strength since being drafted. Parham kind of got cucked, but he was the number 2 and then the number 3 after we got Gilmore. Who would have thought having a guy like Gilmore added to the squad would have made the team worse? I guess, as he's the one that gave up that big touchdown. I don't know if Parham does because he's a lot more athletic and he's obviously younger, but ultimately, that was the Seattle Seahawks rebuild with life after Wilson. Apparently, it turns out pretty good because you get a hell of a lot of capital and just, roster talent, I suppose, trading him. And then we got like a, pretty trash second for Wagner. But I liked it. Turned out really well. Turned around really fast. We killed it in that draft. And really just every draft and offseason since. We killed it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this one. If you did, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays, and then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. I should have streamed Friday night. I guess it kind of, there's a reason not to. And then yesterday, I didn't even post it in the community tab because I woke up late because my alarm got cut short. The power kind of decided that wasn't a good thing. We had a bit of wind, a bit of snow, and really the first big wind and snow of the year, maybe the last, who knows, honestly, with how long it took to get here. But we'll be streaming tonight no matter what happens with the Packers-Vikings game. Well, not no matter what happens. If it goes to overtime, probably won't stream. But the chances of that happening is pretty low. I'd imagine Green Bay takes it. But yeah, going to be streaming tonight, like 99.9% chance, right? So as long as it's not overtime, I will be streaming. Might be a little bit after 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, but, it'll be there. So, yeah, apologize about that. But, yeah, we'll be streaming later tonight. If you don't catch the stream, we'll have an upload tomorrow, probably Dolphins franchise, and, we'll be back into our special grind. I know you guys probably hate it because at this point, I'd say a lot of you guys are probably going to be coming back from winter break, and there's really nothing worse than that. I'm sorry, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys come back for the next video. But until next video, see ya!